like a muscle that is strong enjoys being worked. And so it feels good. It goes from feeling really bad to feeling really good. Which my mind was like, like one of the little emojis with the exploding heads.
Exactly.
So
So I look forward to that explosion to happen, because right now it's still
yeah.
like, ouch, but worth it. It's totally worth it.
Oh wait, so this shirt right here, I'm going to share my shirt with everybody. Okay, this was made for me from a friend. It says North Brandon Pilates, it's a terrible idea, what time?
I
And
love
for the
it.
first year I taught Pilates, we would all laugh about how terrible it was. Why are we doing this? So, but anyway, okay, cat yoga is going to commence. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm gonna invite everybody to just lay down on our backs. Let's lay down on our backs. Let the knees go ahead and bend. Place our hands. Place our hands right here on our tummies, right there on our tummies. Just hold the tummies for a second. Think about rolling the shoulders down into the floor and letting everything melt. And now start to take that breath in through the nose and draw the breath all the way down into the belly button. And swell up the rib cage, squeezing the rib cage out away from the center of the body. And then as you exhale, circle that breath around the heart. Visualize the path of the air moving through the body, and exhale all the way out, letting everything melt. Bring that breath in again. Pull it in through the nose. And exhale. Let the breath make a little sound in the back of the throat as we inhale. And then exhale like Darth Vader. Hear the sound of that breath and everything falling nice and soft, melting away. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. All right, let those legs go long. Go ahead and slide the legs down. Maybe rock the hips a little bit, kind of squeeze the glute muscles. Take the arms up overhead, inhale. Maybe lace the fingers and reach, give a little pull through those shoulders. And then exhale, sweeping those arms down. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, sweep them down. Letting that breath guide the motion. Inhale. And exhale. So let's start to draw the knee. Right knee starts to lift up. Inhale. And then exhale. So the arms and the knee, we're going to alternate the opposite side. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, sweeping down. Knee comes up. And exhale. Good. Couple more right here. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's bring those knees up to the chest and rock side to side. Rock side to side, a gentle rocking motion, releasing the knees, releasing the back. There we go. Let's take a happy baby. This is a happy baby pose. Just think about getting those feet. So we're looking for the feet and the knees and the hips to be in line, parallel in line, drawing the knees in towards the chest and pressing the feet up towards the ceiling. Take a second, notice how the hips are feeling. Maybe rock back and forth just a little. And if it feels good, we can reach to our shins, start to draw those knees into the chest. If we have the flexibility, we can reach up to our feet and draw the knees in. The idea is to keep the knees in line with the hips as we reach and draw in, pulling those legs into the chest. Try to keep the feet in parallel. So the same distance between the toes, the same distance between the heels, same distance between the knees. Inhaling, exhaling. Good. Let's go ahead and let those legs down. Let those legs down. Pedal one knee in and out, in and out. Just drawing a knee in and out, creating motion in the hip. That's what we're doing, is creating motion in the hip. Let's change it up to the other side. Just draw that knee in and push it out. Inhale, exhale. Very nice. All right, now we're going to bring this hip, we're going to do to the shoulder, to the heart, and to the opposite shoulder. So we're going to pull it into that outside shoulder, set it down, pull it into the heart, set it down, and now pull it into the opposite shoulder and set it down. Let's do that again. So outside shoulder and release, middle of the heart and release, and then opposite shoulder and release. Take it to the other side. So the outside shoulder and down. So we inhale, drawing into the heart and down. And now bring it across the chest. So the hips are square to the floor. The motion is coming from the hip joint. Again, outside shoulder with an exhale and release to the heart. Let it down. And to the opposite shoulder and let it down. All right, now we're going to circle this hip. So letting the opposite leg go down to the floor. And we're just going to take that hip and we're going to keep the hip square to the floor and we're going to rotate the joint, rotate the muscles in the joint of that hip, rotating around. Good. Just circles, circles. All right, now hold that chest, hold that knee and pull it across the chest. We're going to feel it here in the back of the hip. We're going to feel it across the front of the hip. Just kind of hold for a second. All right, now take it the opposite direction. Take that knee out and around. So think about the joint of the hip. All right, it's a lot of mobility, 360 degrees of mobility, a huge range of motion we should have in our hips as we rotate. So think about what our hips are designed to do. All right, let's slip that hip down and bring the opposite one up. Okay, let's create little circles across the body. Now, as we do this, we're looking for any fireworks. I call them fireworks. They're little spots where our body says, ouch, when we move, okay? So as we just rotating around, becoming aware of what our body feels, rotating around. Couple more. All right, let's take it and hold across the body, okay? Just hold, just breathe right here. So our hips are square to the ceiling and we're just giving a gentle pull across the body with that hip. All right, let's go ahead and release that and take it out and around, circle it the opposite direction. All right, ooh, there are some sparklers for me in this hip in particular. I can feel sensation, lots of sensation all the way around. All right, that's good. That's our body speaking to us. It's telling us what do we need to do? How do we need to open? Where do we need to grow? All right. One more circle. And let's let that hip all the way down. All right, good. Now let's go ahead and roll over onto our left side and come on up into a 4 square position. All right. Now in a 4 square position, the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. The hips are and knees are in alignment. All right. So here we don't sink in the belly. We need to draw the belly up, actively engaging the core. And then look directly down in front of us. The head is in line with the spine. Okay. Let's take a deep breath. We inhale, push the floor away, curl the tailbone under and around the spine. And then exhale, coming the opposite direction, dropping the center of the back, lifting the shoulders and the crown of the head. Good. So we inhale and exhale. This is cat-cow. Cat-cow. It's something I think that we should do this every single solitary day, arching our back and then releasing. Really, really, really good for us. Inhale and exhale. Let's hold this exhale pushing the floor away, lifting the crown of the head. Think about lengthening through the belly. Breathe. And now release, come back to that neutral spine, okay? Neutral spine is where our belly is flat. We're gonna take a shoulder to the hip. So hold those arms nice and straight, and then exhale, bringing that shoulder towards the hip, creating a rounding on the outside of our spine. Squeeze right here. And then exhale, return to the center. Do the same thing on the other side. So think about wagging our tail like a puppy dog, a little squeeze, noticing which muscles are speaking to us. And now let's go back and forth, taking one shoulder to the hip, and then exhale, inhale, pulling shoulder to hip, and exhale. So when we bring that breath in, think about bringing that breath into any tight muscles. And exhale. That's how we use the breath to expand and release everything that's tight. So finding our own rhythm here and becoming aware of our body as we just kind of rotate side to side. All right, let's hold center, and now we're gonna bring it, we're gonna start moving into those arms. We're gonna reach those arms forward, so the knees and the hips are still in alignment here. The chest starts to drop down towards the floor and the shoulders. So the hands are in line with the shoulders, the palms are open and pressed down on the floor, and we start to open up. So start to open up, don't press too hard into this position to begin with. Kind of rock those shoulders a little bit. Rock the shoulders. Notice how they're feeling. Do they allow us to move? Good. Create a little motion in those shoulders. And now take a breath. And now exhale and draw that chest down towards the floor. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Maybe even let the crown, the forehead fall onto the floor. Think about the heart, drawing the heart down towards the floor, opening those shoulders. Again, a place where we have a huge range of motion is in our shoulders. Breathe. And then bring that up, okay? Maybe rock those shoulders side to side, right? We're gonna take our shoulder away from us. We're gonna go ahead and reach forward with one hand and across with the other, okay? Forward with one hand and across from the other, placing the palms down on the floor, trying to line up the shoulders. Breathe. We should feel a pretty nice stretch in the front of the shoulder. And bring that back up, all the way back up. Maybe a little wiggle in the shoulders, and let's go to the other side. All right, we're gonna reach forward with one hand and across and over with the other. It's very common for one shoulder or one hip or one side to be tighter than the other. All right, we're going to work on those things. Those are muscular imbalances. They have a tendency to cause pain in our body when we get out of balance. All right, and that's why we work on them. Bringing that back up, all the way back up. Good, and now I'm going to face you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bring our arms forward. So we're just bent knees. If you have sensitive knees, we can put a pillow so we don't have quite so an angle. Take a deep breath and draw those shoulders back. And then forward, rounding the spine. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale. And release, letting that out. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring our left leg out to the side. Our right leg is in. All right, we don't have to have it pulled in quite so much if our knees are sensitive. Okay, make an adjustment for where our body will, allow us to be. If our leg is pulled in, if we're comfortable with this, we're going to have the heel aligned with the center. Think about a line running directly up through the center of the body. All right, now we're going to rotate towards our left leg, taking the chest towards that leg, and then think about bringing the elbows down to the floor, bringing those elbows down to the floor, and then exhaling up. Inhale down, and then exhale up. So just starting to notice where the body is allowing us to move. where it's pulling back, where it's giving us the ability to move into that position. Now let's bring it down. Let's hold for a moment. Hold for a moment. Take a deep breath here. And now if we want to extend those arms, reaching those arms, lifting through the chest, trying to flatten out the back, noticing all the muscles that are tight, anything that's talking to us right here, opening, thinking about pushing those hips down into the floor. Breathe. And sweeping it back up, sitting up nice and tall and straight, shaking it out. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. Take the opposite leg, bringing that heel in. Again, we have modifications. We don't have to be as deep in here. We can have less pressure on the knees. All right, be gentle with what our body tells us. Again, if we're here, the heel, we want to try to align the heel with the center of the body, rotating towards that right leg, flexing the heel, putting the toe towards the ceiling, create that little rotation, and then exhale, starting to draw down, and then up. So we breathe in as we lean forward, and then exhale, we draw up. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And rolling it up. And now we're going to go down and we're going to hold for a moment. We're going to reach down all the way forward, leaning over. Think about here. So the back, think about lifting and flattening the back as much as possible, lengthening with those arms, drawing the heart down towards the floor. Good. And now we release, letting that out. All right, we're going to come into staff pose. Staff pose, I'm going to sit to the side just a little bit so you get a sense what the pose looks like. Shoulders over hips, heels flexed toward the ceiling. It's very simple. Simple is not necessarily easy, all right? Sitting up nice and tall and straight, getting the hips pushed into the floor, rolling. Let's roll those shoulders back and down, all right? Breathe. Now let's take those hands, reach actively away from the body, all right? Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Reach up with that breath, inhale. And exhale. Again, lift, lift up. And exhale. All right, last time we're going to lift and reach. And now we're going to let it fall and rotate over to that left side. So the right hand comes to the outside of the knee. We lengthen through the spine and then we twist to the back of the room. Think about sitting up nice and tall. And bringing it back to the center. Let's take those arms down, reach, inhale, lift. Letting it fall down, left hand comes to the outside of the right knee, lengthen through the spine, lifting up the crown of the head towards the ceiling and then twist. Just breathe. And we come back to the center, back to the center. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the right hand, lift the right hand, take the left hand behind, palms together, shoulders back. I know, I hate these too. Take a deep breath, inhale, and then we exhale and press those palms together and lift up through our shoulders. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. One more. And let that down, shake that out, maybe rock the head side to side, just a little. Yes. Now we're going to do the same thing, only 4, no big deal, with the left hand in front. So left hand comes up, right hand moves around behind and press the palms together. Good. Bend those elbows, draw them back away from the front of the body towards the back. Chest is lifted. We take an inhale to begin, and then we exhale, press. Inhale down, exhale, press. 2 more. 1 more. Bring it down and release it out. Shake it out. Take the head to the right and then to the left and to the right and to the left. All right, rocking those shoulders out, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the right shoulder over, left hand underneath. Nice big hug, nice big hug. We're going to go up and down. Up. Simple motion, really opening up, rounding the spine in the back, getting that nice tight hug, opening everything up. All right, let's switch sides. Left goes on top, right on bottom now. Give a nice tight cross, a big hug. So we inhale and then exhale. Wonderful. All right, letting that down. Let's go ahead and just take those arms open and close a couple times. Just a gentle motion, kind of opening those muscles, opening that mobility, huge range of mobility in our shoulders and our hips. Our shoulders are actually the most complex joint in our entire body. 2 more. Last one. All right, letting those hands fall. Now we're going to think about making a rainbow above our head. We're going to lift and lower, crossing opposite arm above, sitting up nice and tall this entire time, nice and tall. If we have difficulty sitting up nice and tall, if our body doesn't allow us to, mine didn't when I began, all right, we put a pillow underneath us. We can put a pillow underneath our hips, and that'll make it a little easier to sit up straight. 2 more. Last one, let that down. All right, shake it out, neck side to side, just a gentle motion at our own pace. All right, maybe a little bit of tilt forward, kind of loosening up the muscles in the back of the neck. All right, now we're going to go ahead again. We're going to work on the shoulders a touch more. We're going to place our hands on our shoulders. Okay, not too bad. Roll those shoulders back. Okay, we're going to tap and then open. Tap and then open. Keeping the hands on the shoulders. All right. Now we're going to take the tops of the hands. We're going to tap the tops of the hands behind the head. Exhale. Every time we open up those shoulders. Last one. All right, bring it down, shake it out, roll it out, roll it out. Okay, now we're going to take that into a circle, big giant circle with our shoulders. All right, so we're going to put those hands on our shoulders. We're going to bring those elbows down, tap, around, hands behind. So big circles, elbows, tops of the hands, and around. Elbows, tops of the hands, around. Good. Breathe. How's it feel? Yes, feels okay. We're doing okay. Elbows, hands around. One more. All right, now we're going to tap those elbows, hold for a second, and we're going to sweep down the opposite direction. Bring it and tap, and then in. Around, hands, elbows. Breathe. One more, one more. Let it down, shake it out. All right, that's enough of that torment right now. All right, now we're going to come over. We're going to work on our core, just a touch of core. Okay, so we're going to start in child's pose. We're going to go ahead and come down into child's pose. Be gentle, pushing into those hips. Taking a deep breath, maybe push those hands out in front of us, kind of rock back and forth in those shoulders. Notice how we're feeling. And now we're going to go ahead and reach those fingers out. We're going to exhale and we're going to bring ourselves forward into a plank. Okay, now as we draw into that plank, notice here, we're going to roll that tailbone under and then drop the shoulders so that it's nice and flat so our glute muscles engage. Okay, So now from here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop. Those elbows are close to us. We're going to do that descent again. So we're going to exhale all the way down, and then we're going to press up. Exhale, push up, and hold here for a moment. Breathe. And now let's go ahead and press back. We're going to do this a couple times. Back, forward. We're going to do that chaturanga. Exhale. And then we're going to do that press up to the up dog. And then we're going to shift back. So think about using the breath. We come forward. We inhale. We exhale. We press up with the inhale, breathing up, and then pressing back. Let's come forward again. Let's do this again. Inhale, exhale. Think about that descent all the way down, nice and controlled. Inhale that breath, lift up, and press back, shifting back. All right, now we're gonna hold a little bit. Let's hold a little bit, hold that plank, push forward. So think about tucking that tailbone under, dropping the shoulders and keeping the head in line with the body. Breathe. All right, now the elbows are very close. Let's think about the descent on the chaturanga. Here we go, pull those elbows right next to the body. Lower down, lower down, lower down. Good. And now press up. We're gonna hold here, this up dog for just a moment. Hold, ha. There we go. Think about lengthening through the spine, opening up the belly, creating long distance in the belly, pushing those hips down into the floor. And now we press back, shifting our weight back. All right. And now we're going to come into a down dog. We're going to tuck our toes and we're going to come into that down dog. All right. We're going to go ahead and pedal our heels. Let's pedal our heels in this down dog. Yes. Pedal those heels. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Shifting our weight. Good. Now let's hold both heels. So we're looking to align our hips and our ankles and our heels. And with our hands, we align with our shoulders, shifting our weight back, pressing into our hips. Breathe. And now let's see, can we walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up. Now hold here, hold here. So our hands, we can have a little bend in our knees, and we want our hands to just fall right underneath our shoulders. And we want to draw the belly button down towards the floor and the shoulders up towards the ceiling. Nice flat back, all right? And let's go ahead and come down and then press up. When we lift, it's from the glute muscles right here in the back of the hips. We come down, we lift right here, lift right here. Inhale, exhale, pushing through the heels as we lift up. Down and up. Now just hold for a moment wherever we are. If we want to straighten those legs, if it feels good, just hold for a minute. Let everything dangle. Good. It's called a passive stretch. Passive stretch where everything just dangles soft, and use the breath. All right. Use the breath. There we go. Now we're going to take the crown of the head. So the top of our head is going to turn towards the floor. And now we're going to round up like a candy cane. Round up like a candy cane, all the way up to a standing position, all the way up, around, and drawing those shoulders back. Good. All right, so we're going to open up the inner thighs a little bit, okay? We're going to go some side lunges. This is working on our warrior positions, okay? So we're just going to start with a wide-legged position, and we're going to start to go down on the right, and then come back up. Come down on the left, and then come back up. Now what we're looking for is we want to make sure this is wide enough so that when we come down, the knee and the ankle are in alignment, okay? The shoulders are over the hips. We rock down and up, down and up. Now here, this is where we're working on stretching, is the joint inside right here, this joint in the hip. So think about exhale, inhale. So every time we come up, so we inhale down, exhale up, just creating motion in that joint. All right, now we're going to turn towards our right side. And we're going to go ahead and take that right leg. So turn that foot in the direction of the right side now. And so go ahead and heel toe the opposite foot so that the foot is facing towards the body. Okay, so warrior legs. All right, warrior legs. And now here, you see my body? This is not what we want. We want to take the shoulders, align the shoulders and the hips. All right. So take a second here, start to open the hips forward facing. So forward facing hips, and then start to push that knee away from the center of the body. We're going to feel it here in the joints, feel it here in the joints. Start to push down and then exhale up. Create that motion. That motion allows us to understand what our body needs. Inhale down, exhale up. How about let's reach with the arms, okay? Get those shoulders out, one straight line. There we go. Start to just push into that muscle. Ooh, all those muscles. And now we're gonna go down and we're gonna hold, okay? So much of that isometric hold. So squaring the shoulders, one straight line, like there are cords pulling our body. Just breathe. Deep breath, one more deep breath. And exhale, let that out. All right, let's go ahead and heel toe to the other side, taking our left foot now directly in line with our mat. Right foot is slightly turned towards our body. Now our hips, we square our hips to the front of the room. It's going to make this knee turn in, okay? We're going to take that knee and we're going to turn that knee back out so that the hips are forward facing and the knee is in line, yes? Now, see the shoulders, reset over the hips. Okay, let's start to create a little motion with that inhale and the exhale. So feel any muscle in those hips, all that 360 degrees of rotation. Start to notice if anything is saying, you know, I'm not real comfortable with that. This is not a good idea. Let's take those hands out and then bring it down. Square those shoulders right in line with the hips. Yeah. There we go. Oh, that feels good, right? It should feel good. Let's bring it down and let's hold, making sure that ankle and the knee are in alignment, keeping the shoulders over the hips, really turning that knee out from the center of the body. One more deep breath, inhale. And press that up and bring those legs in and shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Good. Push those hips out to the side. Push that leg straight, okay? Breathe. All right. Now we're going to go into triangle pose. All right. Triangle pose. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and take one leg forward and one leg. So it's the same feet that we have when we are in warrior. Okay. So we're going to take those hands out nice and long. And then all we're going to do, so make sure our body's open, right? Is our body open first, facing towards the front. And now we exhale and rotate, 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 letting the hands fall down, keeping the shoulders lined up. That's key here, is keeping those shoulders lined up. And then we find our leg. And when we find our leg, we start to gently guide ourselves open all the way down our leg. So this is not about going deep. It's about finding out where we need to open, okay? Here is very tight for me, very tight, all right? So we breathe, we find our breath, we breathe that in, and then we open those muscles, pull against the muscles gently, and then exhale, melt into them. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. And now we go ahead and lift up and out. Not too bad, right? Rock it back and forth, rock it back and forth. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of motion into that position. Coming down, exhale, and then rocking back up and forward. Coming down, and then up and forward. Let's do that one more time, one more time. Opening, and then up and forward. All right, let's go ahead and swap over and do the opposite side. So we're going to go ahead and set those warrior legs here. Chest, hips are forward facing, okay? So not turned here, forward facing. All right, bring the arms out. Take a deep breath, shift so the hips shift this way. The hips shift away from the motion, and then we rotate and bring our arms down, all right? Ooh, tight, 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 tight. Breathe, take a deep breath. Inhale, and then exhale, move into it. Another breath, inhale, and then exhale into it. One more breath, inhale, and then exhale. All right, now let's go ahead and come up. We're going to make it that dynamic motion. We're going to lift, and then we're going to exhale, rolling into it, pressing down and opening. There we go. And let's bring it back up. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, and then exhale, sweeping down into the position, kind of just playing with those muscles, noticing which one needs that attention, and then back up. And then exhale, all the way down. Give it a little hold. Just a little gentle pull. And then back up towards the center, all right? And we're gonna come forward. I'm gonna go to the side. We're gonna come forward. We're gonna round that spine and then all the way up. We're gonna inhale down and then exhale up. It's like a standing cat-cow. Inhale down, exhale up. One more. Inhale down, exhale up. Good. All right, now from here, we're just going to go ahead and run our hands through the water, okay? We're going to bend our knees, coming down, and then exhale, sweeping up, pushing those legs. Inhale down, and then exhale, sweep up and push through the heels. We have 2 more. Inhale. Feel each muscle and all the breath. Last time. And exhale, push those heels, lifting the chest and release. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, I love a moment of closing, just a moment of gratitude after a stretch like that. If you'd like to join me right here, cross-legged. Oh, take a second, let the heart rate come down, let the breathing steady. Bring the arms out to the side. Inhaling a nice deep breath and exhaling. So now actively reach down and away from the body, and let's take the hands up and lift. Inhale. And exhale, press those palms down. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift. And exhale, press. Now, as we lift this next breath, I want us to think of the word gratitude. Inhale, lift, and hold that word. Raise that word gratitude all the way up. Bring our pinky fingers and our thumbs together in a little cup. And think about this water of gratitude. Fill our cup with this water of gratitude and bring it all the way down into our mind, and release a drink of that gratitude into our mind, and then all the way down into our heart. And know that we have so much joy and gratitude and happiness to share. Namaste. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I certainly did. So.
Very good.
Yes. Always a pleasure to be here. So I will see each of you.
Thank you,
soon.
Virginia. It was wonderful
My
today.
pleasure. Kind of was just what we needed, right? It was just what I needed. A little bit of shoulders and.
Absolutely. Very relaxing, and yet you still felt like you were working. So
Yeah.
enjoyable.